Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My games of 2020. Gonna have a quick look around in this short stream slash video. I will also export it to YouTube. Gonna have a quick look around on the games that I have at the moment that I'm playing for this year. Don't immediately expect anything new to come out this year, although you never know. If it is there, we will play it, maybe. We will see. So if we have a look around on all these games that I have here, a couple of The Crew 2, The Division, we have Transport Fever, we have Euro Truckers MP, we have some rally games, we have Need for Speed Heat, all that kind of stuff. Let's start with Need for Speed Heat. I have played it. I played it about 40-50 hours. Completely done with it. It is just, in my opinion, another title from Ghost in the series. The last 3-4 titles of Need for Speed are more or less the same. You can play a bit, you can keep yourself busy a bit with that, but it's nothing really. In this game, Need for Speed Heat, you have a story that you can go through. You can play daytime, you can play nighttime. In the day, you can earn some money. In the night, you can earn reputation. Once you are on the maximum level of reputation 50, you're more or less done with it, because there's nothing else to do. PvP was not available on release. As far as I know, it still not is available. They're working on it, I believe, but it's more or less over and done with. People played it. Also, you see it on other YouTube channels or Twitch channels. Not many people are covering it at the moment because there's nothing to do anymore. After you've done the story, you're completely done with it. So yeah, that will also be it for Need for Speed. Whether they come up with updates, we will have a look on it when they are there. But at the moment, I'm not playing it. I have also no intention of playing it. I still have WRC 7 here. WRC 8 is out, but due to an exclusivity deal with Epic Games, you can only buy it the first year on that store. That's already a good enough reason for me to not buy WRC 8. I want to have my games on Steam, and if they come up with these exclusivity deals with Fortnite store, that is what Epic Games is, yeah, then they can keep it. Pretty simple. If I cannot get my game on Steam, I don't buy it. So I still have WRC 7. There are 2 or 3 new rallies in WRC 8, as far as I know, compared to 7. But other than that, pretty much the same rallies, the same tracks. So not big of a deal either. Dirt Rally, still up to date. One of the best games when it comes to rallying, I think, in the last couple of years. It's a bit hard, of course. Seeing I play on keyboard, it's not that easy. It's more simulation than arcade. It's a pretty good one. Meanwhile, you have Dirt Rally 2.0, but due to the fact that I play on keyboard, I did not buy that. So yeah, those are things that I occasionally play. Very rarely I use them in videos or streams. Just something I do on the side occasionally. Then we have Euro Truckers MP. I'm still playing that. Euro Truck is the single player, and then Truckers MP is a mod in a way, but it is the multiplayer, which at the same time also keeps the game alive, although it's a pretty old game. It was released in 2012, but they keep updating it. They have yearly DLCs, map expansions. The last one was Road to the Black Sea in December. That is what people are doing. The next one will be towards the end of 2020. For Euro Truck, that means Iberia, Spain, and Portugal. That will come into the game. Meanwhile, they will do some updates, which are not DLCs, so sort of free updates. They are updating the old map step by step as well. They did Germany already. Now they're going to move to some other countries. We will have some new trucks coming in. If you want to play multiplayer, you can do on Truckers MP, more or less. So that is something that I will still be playing. More recently, I bought Transport Fever 2, a bit of a logistic thinking game in a way. You have to figure it out by trains and planes and boats, and you are sort of in charge of all that things, making money. The idea is to not go broke, so you have to create some train lines and make them work, and some boat lines and planes and stuff like that. Pretty interesting one, relaxing game. Of course, this is something you can only play solo in a way. Forza Horizon 4, at the moment this is, what is this? So the game is out there, stay alive, keep people busy till Forza Horizon 5, I think. That's what it is at the moment. So for me that means I play the seasonals every week, and I usually do just enough to get the new vehicle that comes in, so that I keep my garage up to date with all the cars. I have all the cars in that game, so that is more or less what I do. Other than that, I don't touch it most of the time, because it's in a way it's slightly it's over and done with. That's what you have with these shorter titles. Games like Forza, they come up every 2 years with a new title within the series, whether that's Motorsport or Horizon. But now, of course, they are sort of waiting on the new consoles, the new PlayStation, the new Xbox, to come out. And once they are out, then they will come up with probably with the Motorsports first, and then Horizon after that. So for now, they keep us busy with some new cars occasionally, some new seasons, and then there's some stuff going on the side, which already stops me from playing it. You have these dances, Fortnite shit. It's a racing game. Why do you need to have dances in there? You have the eliminator with some circle that goes smaller and smaller. Sort of same story. It's Fortnite stuff bringing into a race game. You have the Legoland expansion. If you're into Lego, maybe. Others, it's just for kids. The Fortune Island expansion, also not that great, because you played through it about 6 hours, and then a lot of people went back to the mainland and never went back to that island. So those two expansions, not that super either. But yeah, that's what it is with that game. You buy a VIP edition, which includes 2 expansions, but you don't know at the time when you buy it, you don't know what those expansions are. Looking back, if I would have known, I would have just bought the standard edition, because I don't need that island and I don't need that Legoland stuff either. But as usual, I buy a deluxe edition or VIP edition, because otherwise, if it is something good, you have to buy it anyway later, and then it's gonna spend more money. So yeah. What else do we have here? Tom Clancy, The Division 2. Also there, I bought the, I think it was called Gold Edition or Deluxe Edition or something. And that meant it included 3 expansions. But the problem is it's a Ubisoft game, and Ubisoft's latest policy seems to be early access rather than exclusivity. And that means you bought sort of a season pass. You have the same in the Crew 2 for that matter. You buy season pass and they give you early access for a week to some stuff, which other people can just buy the week after that. So which makes the season pass a bit strange. And that is more or less the same in the Division. You have like the year 1 pass that you can buy. It was released in 2019, the Division 2, in March, and you buy the season pass, and then you have access. Episode 1 was the first DLC that came out in somewhere in summer. Episode 2 somewhere in November, and Episode 3 is upcoming. It will come out somewhere next month, and sort of the same story again. If you have the Gold Edition year 1 pass, season pass thing, then you have early access to it 1 week. You have everything available from the beginning. There is a new specialization coming. The word out there is, or most people are gambling on a flamethrower as the special weapon, but we will see. That is not confirmed yet, so it might be something else. So we have access to that 1 week in advance, and then 1 week later it becomes available for everybody else. So is that worth buying that season pass or that year 1 pass? Nah, not really. So, but yeah, we have it because we bought the Gold Edition, so it is included in there. So we will see what it is. At the same time, in beta at the moment, somewhere half December, is the Hardcore Agent. You can create a new agent. Hello, Perfection. You can create a new agent in hardcore, and that's a bit of an interesting one. You cannot die, basically. If you create a hardcore agent, as soon as you die, it's game over. You have to delete your agent, start up a new agent, and start all over again. And of course, the idea is to get as far as possible within that hardcore mode. Next to the fact that you cannot die, you can also not use your stash. You have an inventory of 100 pieces, whether that's weapons or gear. That is something that you can carry around with, and then you have a next to that a stash box which you can put 300 items in. Normally, in the hardcore mode, you do not have that stash box, so you only have access, if you have the necessary perks and so, to a maximum of 100 items, which is makes it all a bit tougher to get your stuff together, because you need some attributes, you need recalibration comes into play. So yeah, it's a bit tougher, and next to that, of course, you cannot die. You cannot use your revive hive, or if you play with a team, you cannot be revived by other players. That is dead, and it's permanent dead. So that makes it a bit interesting. At the moment, it's in beta, but you can play it. We tried it a couple of days, tested it out a little bit, and came to the conclusion that after level or 5, we got a bit ambushed. I cornered myself a bit in a corner, and I got shot from the side by one of those bounties that I was trying to hunt down. And I died. Instantly went into the intro screen. I was forced to delete that agent and had to restart. So it was just a bit of a test. I also wanted to see what happened in case you did die. So we found out. I created a new hardcore agent now. I think it's level 3 or something. And of course the idea is to get as far as possible, preferably to World Tier 5, although only 1.2% of the community has reached World Tier 5 in hardcore mode. So we'll see if we can get there. Maybe if we play in a team, it might be a bit... What I've noticed mainly is that if you play in hardcore, you find yourself going a bit more safe, going more in cover when you're up against the enemies. Shoot from behind the car and stuff like that, while normally you would just go like attack full frontal stormtrooper method. If you die, not a big problem. You would have your revive hive or some of your teammates revive you. Of course, not in this mode. So you find yourself play with a bit more caution. Let's put it that way. So that is at the moment that beta thing is going. That hardcore episode 3 is coming next month. We will see what that is. Well, we know more or less what it is. It's a reference to Division 1, which took place in New York. We're gonna get Coney Island, New York, sort of where the episode 3 will take place. Couple of new missions, I'm assuming. Some other stuff. We have a new specialization. That's all episode 3. After episode 3, a week or two later, or a couple of weeks later, we will get a complete upgrade of the game. The whole loot system will change. From what I make of it, you're gonna get way more benefit from playing in a team. So you're gonna get better loot from playing in a team, presumably. So the whole loot system is gonna change, the whole gear system. So we will see. Now we have, if we want to know what is the maximum value that you can get on certain attributes or so, you more or less have to go to some sort of Google document or something to find all the numbers. It should be a bit more easy to figure it out with the new loot. That of course means that we have to make new builds and stuff. Not so much information known about it. It just dropped some info here and there. We will see. First episode 3, and then afterwards we have that new loot system. We will see how it goes. So that is also one of those games that I have sitting here. And then I have the Crew 2s here, as you can see. Crew 2 2020, that means at least 2 and probably 3 updates coming. For those who are claiming that the game is dead, they have no knowledge about anything. They have no information about anything. I find all kind of stuff on the forums and on Reddit. People claiming the devs gave up on it and there's nothing coming. And yeah, those are people talking a bit of trash. Of course, they have no idea what's going on. We have the spring update, which is confirmed. Update number 6 will be somewhere in March or April. New stuff coming into the game. New things to do as well. all kind of that stuff happening anytime soon. We're probably gonna have a technical test for that, at least with certain people. I don't know how many people they're gonna invite. We will see. That is for spring. Then update 7 is also confirmed for somewhere around summertime. That will be some more updates coming from that. Not sure, July, August, somewhere, I'm guessing. At the same time, we should also get some more information. Maybe E3 is a bit too soon, but I'm assuming on Gamescom we're going to get some information about update 8. They're pretty quiet at the moment about that, but it is actually going to be a bigger one than 6 and 7 and also 5, which was Blazing Shots. So we will see about that once the time is there. Yeah, Crew 2 is a bit harder to talk about because the fact is, of course, seeing I'm a member of TPC, we have seen it all. I know what's going to come in Blazing Shots. We already knew that from September or something. We also know what is coming in the next one. We know what is coming in summer, and we know what is coming in update number 8. So that make it a bit more harder to talk about, seeing the fact that we are under NDA. Cannot reveal anything which is not known yet. So that game, yep, at least 2 updates, and I'm assuming that update 8 will be somewhere towards the end of the year, if not, definitely the beginning of next year. So yeah, for those who are claiming nothing coming on this game, yeah, they have no idea what they're on about. At least 2 and probably 3 updates this year, only on this game. On this moment we are just playing summits, like we always do. If you do the math on that summit batch that they came along with Blazing Shots, then we end up somewhere second week of March, I think. There was a survey going to vote on a summit that could come back. The last couple of days or weeks that thing has been out there. So people are voting on that. And whatever is the outcome of that, that more than likely will be the summit that they're going to repeat after this third batch of summits. So that will be somewhere third week or March or something that they're going to repeat that summit. And then people have another chance to win, I don't know, whatever comes out there as the most voted one. Might have another chance to win the Devo Magma edition or the Ferrari F12 Tour de France or stuff like that. There were several summits that you could vote on, and they're going to repeat 1 or 2 of those, depending on what the community voted on. And after that, then it will be presumably a new batch of summits, I think. Next to that, of course, the spring update will come into play as well at that moment. So that will be somewhere towards the end of March, beginning of April, I'm assuming. We will see. And that is sort of the games that I have and that I'm playing at the moment. I don't know if there is anything coming out which we should have in this year, let's put it that way. Dirt Rally, we have 2.0 not that long ago that came out. WRC 8 is running at the moment, so for rally games, don't immediately see anything coming. Need for Speed came out last year. So the next title should be somewhere in 2021 or something. But yeah, if it's more of the same, then I will skip that as well. Forza Horizon 5, 2022 probably, if unless they come up this year with like a motorsports or so. Once the consoles are out, might be possible that they come out with a motorsports and then a Forza Horizon the year after, something like that. We will see. And the Crew 2, as I said, updates this year, some other stuff happening. I'm assuming the Crew 2 will last as long as the Crew 1, meaning 4 or 5 years. It came out in 2018, so I don't expect the Crew 3 before 2023 or so. We will see. And the Division, we have the episode 3 coming. In March, it will be 1 year. So are they going to come up with a year 2 pass? We will see, and we also have to see if they do come up with that, what is in it. Because the year 1 pass, in my opinion, was not worth it. I'm not a fan of this early access stuff. That is all fine, but you pay extra money, you should get some exclusivity. We have the same in the Crew 2. I, for one, did not agree with the fact that they call these 22 vehicles season pass vehicles, because they were not. They were early access vehicles. You get like 2 a month, and if you had the season pass, you had 1 week early access, but the week after that, it just came into the game for everybody to buy. So the only thing that season pass gave was 3 exclusive vehicles: the Porsche, the Blade Runner boat, and the Spitfire plane, and that was it. Other than that, everything else within that season pass you can get, even if you don't have it as well. You can just buy them. Of course, if you have the season pass, you get these vehicles for free in your garage, but it's not that hard to make bucks, so spend a few bucks on those cars would not be an issue. Because, yeah, we paid 20 euros more, I think, for that season pass, so that's for 3 exclusive vehicles and 1 extra house location. And 20% discount on all stuff in game. But yeah, some people don't want stuff to be behind a paywall. That is all fine. But on the other hand, you pay more money, you should get more. That is my opinion. And in my opinion, 3 exclusive vehicles are not worth 20 euros. And the other stuff, yeah, they called it season pass vehicles, but it was early access. So yeah, it is all a bit, and that's the same with the year 1 pass. It's the same as well, the Crew 2, as the Division or Ubisoft. So it seems to be some new Ubisoft policy. And then people sometimes blame Ivory Tower, but it's not exactly Ivory Tower or the developers. They just develop the game. Ubisoft is the publisher. They decide the prices and all that kind of stuff. Like if you buy this, the season pass for the Crew 2 separately, you pay $40. That's a ridiculous price. But those are things that are determined by Ubisoft, not by Ivory Tower. And you have the same happening, I'm assuming, on something like Forza, where you have Xbox involved and Microsoft. Also there, those will determine prices and such, right? It's not like Playgrounds decides on the prices. It's Microsoft that will probably in their store determine the amount of money that you need to pay. And then, of course, the Need for Speed, you have EA running the show. That's what you have with these. You have developers, you have publishers. And the publisher wants something to happen that moment, and then the developers need to bring it. But the publisher decides what you have to pay. That's where you have the business part coming into play. So we will see whatever comes up. But that is sort of the situation at this moment. And if I look at those games, I don't expect anything new title coming out any soon, because games like the Crews, they are still going to run for a couple of years. The Division is only 1 year out, so that's probably also too soon to get like the Division 3 or so. That's probably also going to take a few years. Forza Horizon 5, I'm assuming will become after Motorsports 8, so they first need to bring Motorsports before they will bring Horizon, my guess. And Need for Speed just released last year, so a new title will not be for this year either. So in those category of games that I'm playing here at the moment, I don't expect anything new for this year, except for updates and DLCs and that kind of stuff, because they are still working on these games, or keep them running as long as possible. Although I'm not sure what they're gonna do with Forza. Might be that to keep us busy for Horizon 5, that they come up with another DLC for Horizon 4 to keep us busy. Meanwhile, that's possible. The Crew, we know, will have at least this year 2-3 updates. The Division has episode 3 coming. Need for Speed, I'm assuming, will also get at one point or another some updates, because it's definitely needed. There was, for instance, no PvP. They are working on it. It should be out one of those weeks or so, but yeah, I think it's a bit too late, too little, if you ask me. But we'll see. It probably will bring people back to the game to check it out or so. That's sort of the overview of my games of 2020. And then we'll see from there. Normally I do in the beginning of January a sort of a video on what I expect from the games that I'm playing for that year. But I didn't do it yet, and we're almost at the end of January, so I thought I'll quickly do a video on it so that you know what I'm doing. Other than that, for those watching this on YouTube, I am more active on Twitch lately. That means that on my YouTube channel you will see the Nope Does Summit on Wednesday. I stream that on Twitch and then I export the video. But I do not do those short videos anymore on YouTube because there's also no point. There is sometimes it's interesting, but the stream is find the stream more enjoyable to do. You also have when you're streaming and you have people in your chat or so, you can interact with the community, and that works way better. Because I can do a video on whatever I think might be interesting, and I post it out there, and then it's out there already. That maybe might be what people want to see, but it also might not be what people want to see. So on Twitch, you interact with your community. That works way better, because if they want to see something, they can just ask and you can show it during the stream. That works way better than you have like instant stuff happening, instead of posting a video and then reading in the comments that they didn't want to see it, or that they want to know a bit more of that, and then you have to do it another video to show that more that they want. So streams work way better, and it's also just more easy and enjoyable to watch. My games of 2020, a quick overview of what's going on, what I'm playing, and what I expect from these games to come out this year. From the info that we have so far, they might always, one of these games might surprise us suddenly with something. But nowadays there is so much available on the internet that in case something is out or about to happen, it usually you get some information here or there, whether it's official or by a leak or something. There will always be some truth in there. So we will see. As far as we know, this is what we know so far. And that means that we stick to these games for this year. Don't expect anything new to come out. If it does, we might have a look at some other games, obviously. If there's anything interesting in the racing, driving or shooting category, that's sort of what we're playing, then we might pick it up and then we cover that as well. We will see. That will be it for this one. When it comes to the YouTube video. When it comes to the stream, I will be back in a bit with some actual gameplay of I don't know what. We will see. Friday night gaming, we will see what we come up with. I will stop the stream here now so that I can make this a video for YouTube. And I will be back in 15 minutes or so with no idea. Maybe a bit of all. Maybe have a look on the crew to what the situation is in the summit, maybe play a bit more on the hardcore agent of the division. We will see what we do. We'll see you guys in a bit, and bye for now.